My friends, good day. I hope there aren't too many Lecornusts among us today because bad news, Mr. Sébastien Lecornu has resigned. So 24 hours after selecting a bunch of ministers, well, it was published in the official journal and bam, he handed in his resignation. Good for them. They'll be able to receive their salary for 3 months. That's right, my friends. The labor code applies everywhere, including to ministers. So, France is sinking. It's the six-pack now. Macron has just burned through his sixth prime minister. The country is completely ungovernable. And this, in a way, shows that the institutions of the Fifth Republic, which still bear the mark of General de Gaulle, well, they're not so bad after all. In the end, what does that mean? It means that Macron today is getting knocked down. He's taking a hit. The fact that he didn't respect the results of the polls in 2024, remember, in 2024, he had dissolved the assembly, his side had lost, and he decided, well, there you go, I lost, but I don't care. I'm the president. I'm the alpha and the omega. After me, there's no one. So what did he do? He started putting Macronists in power one after another. He doesn't want to consider the elections. Well, he's coming into a system, into a France that is ungovernable today. It's a France that will pay a very high price. Because if you look, France's rating was recently downgraded by Fitch, and the markets are watching. And for a country that's so much in debt, they're at 16% of gross domestic product with a debt of 3,400 billion. I mean, at this level of debt, the last thing you want to do is send the market the signal that you don't really know what you're doing. Because at that point, it could really turn into a bloodbath. So what's going to happen now? Lecornu is gone. Sorry for the Lecornusts. There you go. And what's next? What's coming up? So what's next? There are basically three options for Macron. So the first option is to resign himself. Well, yes. He can't manage the country. The country is going in all directions. It's a total mess. It's chaos. So what to do now? What's next? What's next is that he resigns. That could be an option. And then France will end up with the Archer, president of the assembly in power, while elections are organized. So that could be an option, although knowing the guy, honestly, I'm doing a little poll in the comments. Do you think Macron is the kind of person who would just say, well, there you go, I take responsibility, I resign? I don't think so. Well, he could always surprise us, but I don't feel like that's his style. Well, the other option is that now he can dissolve the assembly, because the assembly, he didn't have the right to dissolve it. He didn't have the right to dissolve it if you want. When he dissolves it, he has about 9 months, basically, a period during which he can't come back with a new dissolution. Now it's been more than 9 months. The 9 months have passed. So he can dissolve the assembly again, call for legislative elections, and this time respect the results of the polls, whatever they may be. The problem is that if he does that and respects the result, he would end up in cohabitation until 2027, probably with someone from the National Rally, Bardella, for example. And that, I think, is something he would rather die than do. So if he dissolves now, he can dissolve and easily lose 2 months, right? March in line like last time. The elections are coming. Afterwards, he ends up, probably unsurprisingly, with a National Rally majority. And so he will have to cohabit. And on top of that, he will be in a position to actually give a role, because that's never happened before. To give a position that's practically the number 2 in the state to someone from the National Rally, putting them in a strong position and posture with excellent exposure for the 2027 elections. Is he going to do it? Does he really have a choice? Otherwise, third option. So the third option is to continue as before. That might be what he'll do, but for how long? For how long? Because right now, he can't even buy time. Things are moving faster now. Let me tell you something. This is my first time mentioning Lecornu on this channel. And why? Because Lecornu and even the others, even the ones before, I didn't talk about them because they're not interesting at all. They arrive and vanish before we can grasp who they are, what they do, or their project and vision. We don't even have time to understand them before they're already gone. So the third option, my friends, would be to bring someone else in. That means he'll look around, make a couple of calls, and he'll find someone willing to give it a try. So it's true that it's an ejection seat. It's true that it's a situation. But there are plenty of people around him who would love to have that in their lives. Having some of the prime minister's seal from serving as prime minister is still a good thing, right? It's still an honorary position, even if it only lasts 15 days. You don't do anything. You just show up, parade a little in front of the cameras, then poof, you hand in your resignation. It's still nice. In politics, I'd say it's not that bad. So there is no shortage of volunteers. So what might they do? And as far as I know, there is absolutely no law preventing it. There, he burned through 6 prime ministers. There is no law, there is no article in the Constitution that prevents him from going through 10, 12, or even 15 prime ministers in the coming years. There is no limit to that. So the prime minister resigned. Macron, what he can do is simply show up, then bam, we bring out another one. The other one, he'll lose 6 weeks, 2 months. We're buying time to form a government. After that, we try to hold on until Christmas, with a bit of luck, fingers crossed. After that, if he resigns or faces a vote of no confidence or something else, it's no big deal. We'll lose 2 more weeks and hire someone new. The goal is to hold on until 2027. But the problem is that during this time, while he's playing this game, France is ungovernable. And the country is heading towards chaos. Political chaos, economic chaos, in a world that's moving very fast, in a world where every day counts more and more. Well, we have a country that since 2024 has been zigzagging in every direction. There you have it, my friends. So we'll see what Macron does. The coming hours are crucial. Personally, I'm putting my money on someone else again. I'm betting on a phone call. We bring someone in. Come on, let's go. Go ahead, take your shot in this political rodeo too, all right? So before we finish, just regarding yesterday's video about Dubai, about the Emirates, about nomadism and all that, many said they didn't want to come to the Emirates. I never asked anyone to go there. I'm not recruiting for the Emirates, my friends. The good news is they're not rounding people up or taking them from Paris streets to bring them here. So don't worry, if you don't want to come, don't come. There's no problem. I just wanted to say that the people, the French men and women I've talked to here who made the move are generally very happy. I can even tell you that women are actually much happier than men because they've discovered a place where they are respected, where they are free, where they live in complete safety, where they are not whistled at, they are not insulted, they are not discriminated against, they are not, I'll say it, women here don't walk with their heads down, hugging the walls, you see. So yeah, that was just something I wanted to say yesterday. They said, yes, me, which is why I mentioned the mental barrier. Because when we have preconceived notions about places we've never seen, never visited, all that, and I can totally understand that you don't like skyscrapers. It's not really, skyscrapers aren't really my thing either. All right, but there are other places where there aren't any skyscrapers. The mental blocks we can have, that's the worst thing in life. It's really the worst thing. They're mental barriers that prevent us from seizing opportunities and possibilities in front of us. We're too psychologically rigid to consider them. All right, my friends, I'll see you in the next video. And once again, sorry about the Lecornustes.